This is the new improved RIC jig for cutting PIR insulation up to 100mm thick. The fastest, safest method with no dust. It's all steel construction, manufactured in Britain by highly skilled craftsmen. The end plates are laser cut for accuracy. The dimensions are 1.3 meters by 200mm by 200mm and the weight is 13 kilograms. The full kit comprises of one jig, one coil of wire, one roll of tape and a wooden wedge. The wire should last at least 12 months even if it's used every week, and it's also available from any garden centre or good DIY store. The only other tools required is a tape measure or wire cutters and pliers. When you open the coil of wire, just undo one side so that you can slide the cable out without it all unravelling. You need a piece about 1.5 meters. If you're cutting a lot of insulation, it's worthwhile getting a couple of trestles and setting up this full rig so that when the jig sits into it, everything's flush and the sheets slide up and down easy. When cutting the insulation, the jig is 100mm on one side and 100mm on the other. If you want a 300mm cut, measure 200mm at one side, 200mm at the other side, bring the marks up to the outside of the jig and then lift the handle directly up and go straight across for the cut. You can put the sheets into the jig and you can cut angle cuts up to 200mm. If you want to cross cut the pieces you've already cut, just take them to the far end of the jig, do the measuring, bring the cable across and go straight through. If you wanted to cut a piece off say 50mm, if you measure 150mm on one side, 150mm on the other side, bring the marks up to the other side of the jig, you can go straight across and cut 50mm off. If you want to make multiple cuts, you can put 4 25mm boards together or 2 50mm boards together, line them up at the end, pop in 2 4-inch nails and the boards will slide through the jig anywhere. If you are using one board which is thin, just pop the wedge in position and it will hold the board in place. If you're cutting insulation for a vaulted roof and there's a hip involved, take a template of the angle of the hip, put the template onto your piece, mark the angle, measure 100mm back from the angle, place the piece into the jig and then cut straight across. If you need to cut through the insulation to fit say a socket, the best thing to use is one of these knives which is specially made for cutting the insulation. The jig should last a lifetime. If anything does happen to it and it has to be disposed of, everything on the jig is recyclable. Please contact us for more information. Thank you.